Please don't do this to me. I'm begging you, not here, not in front of everyone.
Before the gala, I asked her just one thing. One simple request. Please don't embarrass me tonight. She laughed, a light, tinkling sound that always made me feel small. She adjusted her earrings, looking at her reflection and not me, and said I was overthinking things, that I was being too sensitive. That should have been my first warning sign. The event was at a fancy downtown hotel, the kind with massive chandeliers that make everyone look successful. This night was huge for me. It wasn't about ego. It was about recognition for years of grinding away the long nights, the missed weekends, all the compromises I'd made to give our family a stable life. My wife knew this. She also knew she was having an affair. I'd found out weeks before, by accident. A message preview on her tablet, a name I didn't recognize, a tone that was far from professional. I didn't confront her. Instead, I watched, I listened, I started documenting everything. She thought I was completely oblivious. That night at the gala, she looked radiant, untouchable. As we sat down, she barely glanced at me, her eyes already scanning the room. I followed her gaze, and there he was, her favorite colleague, the work partner she praised constantly at home. My stomach was in knots. When dinner ended and the awards started, I felt a surge of anxiety. I was nominated for an industry honor that could change my entire career. She sat beside me, her face illuminated by her phone, texting away while pretending to pay attention. Then my name was called. The room erupted in applause. I was halfway out of my seat, my acceptance speech running through my mind, but then she stood up too. She walked right onto the stage, took the microphone from the presenter, and smiled at the crowd. "I want to personally present this award," she said, her voice smooth as silk, "because innovation isn't just about talent. It's about courage." My blood ran cold. She turned, looked right at me, and then gestured towards him. "And tonight, that courage belongs to someone who truly deserves recognition." She handed him my award. In a room of 300 people, you could hear a pin drop, then gasps, then nervous laughter. She kissed his cheek. He looked stunned, but a smug smile quickly replaced his surprise. My name was still glowing on the giant screen behind them. I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene. I just stood up, straightened my jacket, and walked out. Whispers and questions followed me, but I didn't look back. I kept my head high, my steps steady. I refused to give her the drama she craved. Just as I reached the exit, I saw her phone ring. I couldn't hear what was said, but I saw the color drain from her face. Her confident posture crumbled, and her smile shattered into pure panic. I found out later who it was, her mentor. The board of directors had seen everything. They knew about the affair, the conflict of interest, the public humiliation, and the stolen award. She had single-handedly destroyed herself in front of hundreds of witnesses. I went home and slept better than I had in months. She didn't come home that night. The next morning, I met with my lawyer and gave him everything: messages, dates, receipts, names. He just nodded and said, "You did this the right way." By noon, her company had put her on leave. By evening, her lover was fired. By the end of the week, they were both unemployed. She finally came home 3 days later, a shadow of her former self. She cried, she begged, she said it was all a terrible mistake. I listened quietly. Then I simply reminded her of the one thing I had asked. She tried to blame stress, ambition, even me, anyone but herself. I told her I had already filed for divorce. The court saw the evidence, and her public career implosion didn't help her case. The kids stayed with me. Months later, my reputation had fully recovered. People remembered my calm exit, not her chaotic spectacle. I got offers from companies that valued integrity. She tried to reach out once, long after everything settled. I didn't reply. She thought humiliating me would make her powerful. Instead, it exposed everything she was, and she lost it all for a minute of applause. I may have walked out of that gala empty-handed, but I left with my dignity. And that was worth more than any award she could ever steal.